This is Digital Anarchist at RSA Conference 2019.
Hey, this is John Willis, Digital Anarchist here again at RSA. Really just trying to pick up a lot of information from very informative vendors. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us about your company.
Yeah, my name is Ambuj Kumar. I'm co-founder and CEO of Photanix. Photanix is a runtime encryption company. So if you look at security in general, you find that the investment just keeps increasing. At the same time, breaches also keep happening. And the reason that is happening is because today, if you are a large company, you are maybe operating in 10 different data centers, you are in 2 different clouds, you have 50 applications, you have 20 people managing like each of those applications. And sometimes your applications are running on Linux, some other times Windows, Ubuntu, Rail, etc., etc. And if any of those things, things go wrong, then your entire security is compromised. So as the complexity increases, chances of something going wrong also increases, and thereby everything goes wrong. What we do is we break this problem. We decouple security from infrastructure. So in our world, even if attackers are inside your network, even when they have physical access to your machines, even when they have root password, they cannot do anything bad. And the way we do that is by using our technology that we call runtime encryption.
Okay. So then so help me, so runtime encryption, is that like the kind of the syscall level, or is it like, so you just encrypt all traffic coming in and out of a box?
Yeah, exactly. So it's more than that though, actually. So encryption traditionally has secured our data at rest. So if somebody steals my laptop there, they will not get my data, right, because it's encrypted with BitLocker, right, and it uses a key derived from my password. Similarly, when we connect to our bank's website, data that travels from our browser to bank server, it goes encrypted.
The VPN.
It's VPN or HTTPS, TLS, SSL. So we don't have to worry about Verizon guy who has access to our home network.
Right.
But once data reaches the data center, then it needs to be decrypted before it can be parsed. And what runtime encryption does is it takes your TLS traffic and it terminates inside a secure region of hardware, enclave, and your application runs inside that enclave. So data is decrypted inside enclave, and your application finds it as it would normally do, and it just runs. Except that now if you are a bad guy and you are on my machine and you have some privileged level access or root access on the machine, and you try to access that data, you cannot do that because CPU guarantees that decrypted data is only accessible to the right software.
Got it. Okay. And so what I understand, you have like a DevOps announcement this week?
Yeah. So if you so of course DevOps is gaining momentum as cloud is being adopted and container people are migrating from monolithic systems to microservices, etc. But when it comes to security, if you had a clean slate, if you didn't have any legacy, and you absolutely wanted the best for your application because this is a really sensitive application, what would you do? So you would probably write your program in Rust. Rust is a new language that is very popular in security-minded developers and DevOps community.
Or Python.
It's more like C.
No, I know what Rust is. I'm saying, I mean,
like Python. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people write
Python
applications in Python. In fact, I think more security people write Python code than they write Rust code. But
yeah, that's right. Okay, because Rust is very new. But Mozilla recently they rewrote their whole thing in Rust and they found it very fast. Amazon wrote their Firecracker and they found 60% fast. So as I think like time goes passes, like Rust will gain some momentum. But it's memory safe, type safe language. So it's really meant for security applications. So you'll write your application in Rust. And then you will run it inside these secure regions of hardware called enclaves, because then your application is protected from outside, right? Any other attacks. So this week we announced our Rust Enclave development platform.
Okay.
It's a software tool that that allows you to write your Rust code as you normally would.
Okay.
But when you are compiling, you simply choose SGX as a target, and now you get SGX Enclave. And now you can go run on any Intel CPU that has Intel SGX feature. And Rust provides you security from inside, and OnClip provides you security from outside. So it's best of both worlds.
So I guess, just to kind of bring it a little higher level, maybe a good example of how you would, for one of your customers, kind of, or an example of a possible compromise or something like that, where you kind of give me the kind of macro level of how that would all work together.
Yeah, that's a great question, right? So we have a very large customer, and it has a very sensitive account data, right? So think of basically people doing their banking transactions, etc. And there was another party, so another bank, that has similar data. And what these two people wanted to do was they wanted to combine their data and see if people were doing some transactions here, not transactions there, and do some shared analytics. Except that they cannot really share their data with each other because it's very, very sensitive. There are regulations, etc., that prohibit that, and they don't want also to pass any competitive info to the other bank.
Right.
So what would you do?
I don't know. Tell me. Go ahead.
So in our case, they encrypt their data, and they share the encrypted data with each other, and the other party can only run the analytics that was authorized by the first party.
That's a great use case.
Yeah. But the data is physically available to the other party, so they can they have physical access there, and they can do whatever they like. They can do memory dump, they can use GDB, they can look at they can physically probe the traffic that is going to your DAM, and everything is encrypted.
That was a great use case. Well, great. I'm glad. And anybody where they can find you?
Yeah. So our Rust EDP is available on edp.fortanix.com.
Okay.
FORTANIX.
Is that an open project then?
It's an open source project.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah.
We provide some additional features that for commercialization, but it's open source project. Yeah.
Well, good. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right.
My pleasure.
This is Digital Anarchist.